Hi, I'm Joseph Kateri, and today I bought a $2 VR headset. Let's go. I'm recording during the daytime. That's weird, right? Normally it's nighttime, it's like midnight, but I don't know, I'm recording during the day. It looks weird, right? So I've been using a myriad of VR headsets for years now. My first time was with an Oculus Rift at an aquarium in Holland, I think it was. And since then, I've been using the Oculus Quest 1 and 2 for a few years now. I have hundreds on hundreds of hours in virtual reality and even had a few world records at one point, but I think they've all been broken, actually. Anyways, the whole point of me starting this channel was to make entertaining and educational VR content for people, so I think I kind of know my way around VR a little bit. That sounds like super egotistical, by the way. Anyways, now I found a VR headset for literally $2. It all started when my younger brother wanted to go thrifting. And because of my addiction to buying clothes but also being broke as fuck, I immediately accepted his offer. Now, while I was browsing the aisles, something caught the corner of my eye, you see. I noticed this headset. It was just sitting on a random shelf. It wasn't even in the tech aisle. I saw the recognizable like Oculus logo on the side and immediately put it into my cart. And then that's when I saw it. I saw the price tag. I was expecting like 15 bucks or something like that, but it was $1.99. Instantly bought it right on the spot. Didn't even question if it worked or not. At the time, I had no idea what the headset was or if it, worked. But now that I've been using it for the past few days now, I think I can give a solid review of what I got my hands on. But first, you know what time it is. Let's take a look at this, wherever it is on screen. 95% of you are not subscribed. Now, this is a huge number, so let's try to get it down 1%. I'm really gunning for that monetization on my channel so I can invest back into my quality, maybe get a DSLR at one point, stuff like that. If we could bring it down just 1%, I would be happy. So what is this headset exactly? This wondrous $2 headset. It is the Samsung Gear VR powered by Oculus. Basically just phone VR. Now you need a Samsung phone to even use it, and the headset itself is made by Oculus. You get it. The VR headset was made in 2012 and discontinued in 2020, so just last year. So it had a decent run in those 5 years. During those 5 years, it was one of the best-selling headsets. About 5 million units were sold, and it retailed for $129. However, there was a promotion going on to where if you bought a new Samsung phone, they would often include one of these VR headsets with it. Now, just for reference, these numbers sold beat stuff like the PSVR, HTC Vive, and even the Valve Index. But again, it's because it was bundled with new phones and it was super cheap and you didn't need a PC for it. Fast forward to today and no one gives a shit about it, except for me. But only because I got it for $2 in a Goodwill and I could make a video about it, so. But before you guys see what the virtual world is like in Gear VR, let's go over some of the specs. The headset itself is incredibly light, coming in at 379 grams. Keep in mind the Quest 2, which is one of the most popular headsets ever, is 503 grams. It has a 96-degree FOV, and you could adjust the eye distance using a little gear on the top of the headset, similar to the Oculus Quest 1. The rest of the specs are basically based off of the phone, because it's phone VR powered by phones. So I'm using a Samsung Galaxy S7, which is 2560 by 1440p on both eyes, not each, and it is only 60 Hertz. So how does it work? It's actually absurdly easy. Easiest headset I've ever had to set up, actually. Since I bought this in a Goodwill, it didn't come with a controller, which is perfectly fine because on the side of it, it actually has a little touchpad and buttons right here, so you can control it all without a controller. So all I really needed at that point was a Samsung phone. So I stole my mom's old Samsung Galaxy S7 that she didn't use anymore, and it actually has some stains that I've tried desperately to remove, as well as a crack in the top of the phone, but it works. And it's actually kind of a nice phone after I factory reset it. It kind of makes me miss having an Android with how snappy it is and the customization, but that isn't the point of this video. Now, I didn't have an instruction manual, so I kind of did what I assumed was correct. On the headset itself, there's a little micro USB port, so I just plugged that into my Samsung phone and slid it into the VR headset. Now, the phone automatically downloaded pretty much all of the applications it needed, all of the software it needed, and I really didn't have to do anything. After finished downloading, I went into the Play Store and just downloaded some VR games to use. Then, after heavily disinfecting it because I found it in a Goodwill, I put on the headset and again controlled it using the touchpad, and I tried recording the footage. However, I did not realize how difficult it was to record VR footage on your phone, so it came out really fucked up. Anyways, while I was in VR, the resolution was not amazing, but it didn't need to be. I went directly into the settings in the library and found all of the apps that were on the Play Store that I added. So far, it was going amazing, but then I hit a huge problem. I literally could not download a single one of those apps. They all showed up in my library. However, when you would click the download, nothing would happen. I even ended up waiting an entire day because I thought it was downloading in the background. Nothing changed. No matter how much I clicked, nothing would download. And I assume it's because, this headset was discontinued and Oculus kind of gave up on it. At this point, the only apps that I could actually use were the gallery and the browser, since those came pre-installed. So since I wanted to finish this review, I went into YouTube VR, and I did not have the best time actually. I just randomly searched up VR video and I clicked on this roller coaster one that was like a roller coaster simulator. It was supposed to be 4K. However, no matter how much I tried, I could not up the resolution past 720p, and this was actually the case for all VR videos I clicked. Either way, it was just not a good experience for me, and I took it off pretty shortly after. All in all, it was not good at all. Just buy a Google Cardboard, in all honesty. So by now, you should have realized that I basically clickbaited you and that there isn't a $2 headset to ever exist. I just got lucky and found it in a Goodwill. But while you reach for the dislike button that no longer works, go down in the description and check out stuff like my Instagram, my Discord, my Twitter, TikTok, and even the music that's playing right now. Subscribe now for weekly VR content. Alright, so time for the FAQs. Why was it discontinued? My guess is that Oculus wanted to be more independent with their headsets. They didn't want to partner with a company because a few years after releasing it, they released something called the Oculus Go, which had the processor of an Android phone. And then after that, they released the Oculus Quest, which was like a fully fledged VR system that didn't need anything. Another question is, why use phone VR in the first place? It's a good intro to VR in my opinion. If you can't borrow a headset from someone else, you can understand if the world of virtual reality is even fit for you by just using something like your phone. Some people discover that they get like incredible motion sickness and they vow to never use VR again, but at least now they know. It's a lot easier to make a decision on VR if you're comfortable or not when you can just use your phone, which you already have anyways, versus a $400 dedicated VR system. If you can't borrow a headset, it just makes sense to test with your phone first. Alright, so time for the pros and cons, and I'll keep this short and sweet. The pros: all you need is your phone. Most of the time Gear VR came free when you bought the newest Samsung phone. But the cons: it literally isn't supported anymore. Do not buy this. You should not get this unless you find it for $2 in a Goodwill. I feel like I should emphasize that. Wow, that was some fast pros and cons. Okay, so what if you still want to use phone VR just to test it out? Well, I highly recommend two options. The first option is to just go and buy a Google Cardboard. It is basically a VR headset, who would have thought, that's made out of a piece of cardboard that you can just slide your phone into, and it works surprisingly well for a literal piece of cardboard. I actually mentioned this a very long time ago in my myths about VR video, which you can check in the corner, but it's as cheap as $10 and supports most smaller phones. The second option is to just go on Amazon and look up phone VR headset and just buy one that's within your budget that's well reviewed. It's probably not amazing in all honesty, but at least it's something, and you can return it if you don't like it. Now, if you have a higher budget, I always recommend the Oculus Quest 2. So all in all, don't buy this. If you want to just for fun, go to Goodwill or eBay, because you might find one for $2. There are so many better alternatives than this garbage. Anyways, this channel is all about making educational and entertaining VR content, so hit the bell or join my Discord down below to receive updates on when I upload. You can find links to all my social media like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and even the music that was playing earlier down below. Have a nice day.